is to create lasting and impactful change. And I'm confident that together we can achieve this.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Central Bougainville return by-election raid. Civic plane SEZ commencing with land titles, and PNG women set to face Broncos. Newly elected member for Central Bougainville, Jamie Mirintoro, has joined Rainbow Pieters Our Party, bringing the total number of parliamentary members to 15. Mirintoro arrived yesterday evening following his election and was met by Paita and other members of Our Party upon arrival.
Member-elect for Central Bougainville, Jimmy Mirintoro, is no newcomer to politics. He is returning after a two-term hiatus. While Mirintoro contested as an independent, he pledged his allegiance to Our Party following his declaration and was demonstrated yesterday night when he was welcomed on arrival by members of Our Party, including the parliamentary party leader, Rainbow Paita.
We appreciate and we are honored that you want to associate yourself with us as a newly formed political party, and that is a boost to our team as well. So, honorable leader elected member for Central Bougainville, Midok, thank you through. You come to give him strong no miblo the young player, na senior na leader miblo stand to Our Party. Yeah.
Mirintoro was former member for Central Bougainville for 2 terms, spanning 2007 to 2012 and 2012 to 2017, before losing to late Father Simon Dumarino, and attributed his re-election to the legacy created in his previous 2 terms as member for Central Bougainville.
We got confidence, long the people below me, long the work me working, long last 10 years time we start. We was me capturing Central Bougainville for end to end. That is why meeting awesome all the people by supporting me.
He also revealed his reason for joining Our Party.
Thank you, long party leader, who supporting me. At the 11th hour, I was about to fly to Bougainville. Name supporting me. Joining party, our party is very important decision that I make. There were big parties that is prevailed around Papua New Guinea. Na me like also plan all this party only making plan change was. Na me sabi also want then leadership rainbow. Me believe was by got some percentage long government long Oloyesika. That is why I team up with the party leader and also the party itself.
Mirintoro's inclusion in our party brings the total number of Bougainville members in this party to 2. Member for North Bougainville, Francisca Semoso, is also a member of this party. Rainbow Pita's Our Party was formed mid-last year, just after he led a team of government MPs to the opposition in a bid to overthrow the Marape government. Despite being a very new party, it now has 15 members of parliament. Ruth Rungula, TVWAN News.
The writ for Central Bougainville by-election was returned to the Governor-General Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai today following the successful conclusion of the by-election. Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai presented the writ to Governor-General at the Government House, signifying the conclusion of this by-election. The Central Bougainville by-election was the shortest election conducted in the history of Papua New Guinea, last just 6 weeks. Sinai commended the election officials of the Central Bougainville for conducting a successful by-election with less resources and admired the counting strategy applied, suggesting this should be applied to upcoming elections. Counting in Central Bougainville used the LLG-based centralized counting strategy where the assistant returning officer for each LLG ensures the presiding officer for each polling team produces the polling journals at the Central Counting Center before a ballot box is opened for counting. Member for Sohe, Henry Amuli, is calling on the government to include Sohe district in its Connect PNG program. The MP says it will have significant impact on effective service delivery to some of the most remote areas in his electorate.
Soe MP Henry Amuli is hoping to get his district into the Connect PNG program to ease transport challenges to remote and isolated communities in his district in the northern province. He said transporting cargo, including building materials, using small aircraft is costly. Amuli recently delivered building materials for Wawanga Adventist Church in the remote Kokoda local level government on a chartered flight this week. The materials worth 20,000 kina cost the district 30,000 kina for 2 trips to airlift to Wawanga, which is only accessible by bush track and small aircrafts. Another example is the delivery of building materials to Kira LLG Wards 1 and 2 for the rural housing scheme. Building materials including roofing irons, ridge caps, and nails purchased at 200,000 kina cost almost 800,000 kina to transport to the people in Kira. The Soe MP is calling on the government to include his district in the Connect PNG program. He said Sohe DDA and the Connect Sohe program has established Sohe Development Corporation and procured machinery last year to open up road access to isolated communities but needed support from the national government. One of the 10 million kina DSIP funds, out of the 10 million kina DSIP funds they received, more than 5 million kina has been used to purchase machinery for road work last year. So far, they've spent more than half of the DSIP in road connectivity and accessibility needs. He said the machinery is soon to arrive in Popondetta to commence work. The district needs national government backing. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
The first 4 vehicles from Milne Province arrived in Port Moresby today, signifying the successful completion of the Magi Highway missing link. Works Department staff from Milne and provincial administration officers drove 13 hours, arriving in Port Moresby at 11 a.m. this morning. Milne is now physically connected to the national economy, enhancing administrative service delivery, tourism, trade and logistics. Freight and travel costs are expected to significantly reduce, improving access to markets for rural farmers and SMEs in the province. The Magi Highway missing link is a critical component of the Southern Region Connectivity Plan, which aims to connect Milne Bay, province to the National Capital District via Central Province. St. Anna's Annabeg Primary School in remote Arabaka local level government of Medang's Middle Ramu district has achieved a significant goal with the opening of its 8-in-1 classroom. A determined school board and management saved over 500,000 kina from its TFF education funds from 2017 to 2024 to see this project come to its fruition.
Staff and students of St. Anna's Annabeg Primary School in Middle Ramu, Medang Province are proud custodians of a new 8-in-1 classroom built from savings made over 7 years from the school's TFF education funding. Medang Provincial Member Ramsi Pariwa was invited to cut the ribbon to the new school infrastructure recently. He commended the school board and management for their perseverance in ensuring this vital facility was established, especially such a remotely situated school in the district and province.
No oga deslakan 18-1 sa Stabinsel Namarang province. Papua New Guinea to pamisegim good. Natasul milukim loya. Milak building more classroom na miaski more man amas by me building nol toka 1+4-in-1 and 500,000 na gwanta. Now misana play na milukim 18-1 and 500,000 ya. So was government thing some TFF and put him na mino make him work. Now misana na milak tokol some government must look him Annabeg Primary School. 18-1. An example blow TFF money and kiss him since 2017. Na emi come na me make him. Within 5 months that's all me build him. I'm not a story.
School head teacher Regina Jegure explained that it was the sacrifice of the teachers and the board of management with parents and students that made this possible. Regina, who is from Manus, is married to a local. She said Annabeg is such a hard-to-reach location and teachers strive to ensure they deliver the best learning experience to the students.
You may not have a much long big walk through, you may make him. You know, little walk. There's like 8-in-1, yeah. You couldn't look in backside, yeah. And me no lick. Try to walk through. So me look somewhere hard walk long you me, all papa, mama, all pickinini, all board of management, now all other stakeholders, all some education in a slack inside there's a very remote place of Medang Province. And me no slack. Me all teachers are here. Me place have work hard, make sure this la service go ahead. Masking, it got heavy.
The new classroom is named Kanagula Jegure Building in honor of its head teacher and her deputy Ben Kanagula. A colorful celebration was accorded to the event with traditional dances from Joseph-style villages and creative dance performances from students from St. Joachim Junior High School. During the classroom opening ceremony, Mr. Pariwa made a 50,000 kina commitment to St. Anna Annabeg Primary School. He also made another 50,000 kina commitment to St. Joachim Annabeg Junior High School. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
We've been From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans, expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend, PNG's own coffee.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
It should be a good day of footy here.
Got players on the inside and outside. Looks like they're going to score here. What a start from the PRK Mendi Muruks. They're going to go all the way, the Tigers, and a big one now.
Montoro again, this time he will score. He put his kick over the top. Oh, beautiful play. He had him too big, too strong, and Kenny Laho goes over.
Welcome back. A 25-year-old man from a mixed parentage from Goilala in the Central Province and East Sepik was murdered yesterday morning at Kuriva along the Hiritano Highway. His murder led to a roadblock at the section of the highway. Central Provincial Police Commander Chief Inspector Joseph Saleh stated that Central Province were notified of the roadblock at Kuriva, only to respond and discover the dead body on the road. PPC Saleh said police officers cleared the road and took the body of the murdered man to his residential area at Panava Bridge along the Hiritano Highway. PPC Saleh said police investigation into the killing is underway. Security agencies, airline companies and customers are urged to work together to combat the illegal smuggling of cannabis on planes into Port Moresby, says Deputy Commissioner of Police Special Operations Donald Yamasombi. DCP Yamasombi added that officers working at airports and some police officers are involved.
The smuggling of marijuana on airplanes is becoming all too common. Deputy Commissioner of Police Special Operations Donald Yamasombi has received reports from police officers regarding the arrest and seizure of cannabis from terminals at Jackson's International Airport. He said it is becoming a significant security concern for the constabulary at home and abroad. He said all agencies, including security companies, airline companies, and customs, must now work together to tighten up security because the drugs are being brought into Port Moresby in large quantities. The Deputy Commissioner of Police said last week a couple and a taxi driver from Ella Province were arrested and charged for having in their possession 13 kilograms of marijuana that came in from the Highlands region. The marijuana was left unattended at the terminal when police arrived at the scene. He said on Wednesday this week about 10 kilograms of marijuana was brought in on a twin otter chapter from Waitape in Goilala to Pomosby. No one had claimed the bags. Police took the bags to the drug squad office. They will be destroyed later. Yamasombi added that officers working at airports and even police officers are involved. He made reference to an incident on May 5, 2025, where a large quantity of marijuana was brought in by Air Sangha. The police drug unit were investigating this incident and they discovered that NAC officials were allegedly involved. Yamasombi added that the arrest will be made once investigations are completed. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The Sepik Plain Special Economic Zone program will commence when land titles are secured because it allows investors to invest under this program. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru said this during an update on the progress of this SEZ in Wewak, East Sepik Province this week.
The Sepik Plain Special Economic Zone program is a fully funded program under the Marpe-led government. When given an update on the progress of the Sepik Plain SEZ, Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru said the program will cover 1 million hectares of land within the Sepik Plain, which includes Yanguru Sausia, Anguram, Ambunti Drekeke, Maprik, Wasaragawi, and further to Teleforming in the West Sepik Province. Minister Maru said the challenge now is giving state land titles to landowners, improve infrastructure like roads, bridges, and power supply before allowing investors to invest under this project.
Already getting inquiries from investors around the world who want to be located within the Sepik Plain Special Economic Zone. Our first challenge is to mobilize the land, give state titles to the landowner companies. Second challenge will be to improve the infrastructure like roads, bridges. But once we have the land, then we can talk about enablers like road, bridges, power.
He said the initial plan of this project is to include major large-scale agriculture development such as oil palm and industrial areas, townships and college.
Include major large-scale agriculture developments, mainly focusing on oil palm and cattle. It may include industrial centers, townships, colleges, universities, all of that, all the way down.
Maru said they are working with landowners to secure land titles to ensure they benefit from this project and their future generations as well.
It's helped meet the cost of surveying the land, getting ILGs, and giving state titles to the village people. The pilot in Central Province has worked. So we must give state titles to the landowner companies owned by the village people themselves. In that way, our people never lose their land to investors, including foreign investors we want to attract.
Sepik Plain SEZ coordinator Fatsen Yaninen said this project will add value to Papua New Guineans through utilizing their land for investment. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Villagers from the mine-impacted communities in the Star Mountains of Western Province witnessed the handover of multiple infrastructure projects during the commissioning of 2 new houses in Wangbin village on Friday, 13th June. These developments were made possible through the Village Development Fund, administered under a special mine agreement by Oktedi Mining Limited and managed by the Oktedi Development Foundation.
Multiple infrastructure projects have been commissioned for mine-impacted communities in the Star Mountains of Western Province. Wangbin Councillor Samuel Mereng, on behalf of the community and the new homeowners, commended OTDF for maintaining high standards in project delivery, particularly in financial management, which sets a benchmark for transparency and accountability. Councillor Mereng said OTDF delivered despite COVID-19 pandemic setbacks and logistical difficulties. He urged his community to remain engaged in development efforts.
Thank you. Since the inception of I think all the DF will come inside the walk about the projects. And we've been helping you. Even a survey and look to one plan or come up with one house. And we'll say, so, Oxley look at the time and throw down and trust him and let him come down. And look at the door of the money where you can park him or come up with some development. And we'll say, we come up with OTDF, look up, sit down, and we can drive him or development inside the area.
OTDF Acting CEO Andrew Murray acknowledged the community's concerns and reaffirmed the Foundation's commitment to working collaboratively with local leaders. Mr. Murray noted that while OTDF cannot meet every need at once, it can deliver on key priorities through strategic planning. He urged Wangbin leaders to develop a 5-year community development plan to guide future project implementation. He emphasized that a shared vision and coordinated efforts are vital for meaningful progress. He also commended Wangbin's leadership, which is enabling visible progress on the ground. Murray encouraged homeowners to take responsibility of maintaining their new houses and stressed the importance of investing in education as the key to long-term community development.
What the challenge no people looking for some planning time or communities are come on a village development plan. So we like bring him something come back lo leaders lo Wangbin. As a community, you must get village development plan lo you. Okay? You must get plan lo one project you like implement him lo place. All district LNG so got 5-year development plan lo too. You mean lo mine village, you must get plan lo you mean one community. Let's start plan now and map the way forward on what projects you will like him lo place will benefit him everyone.
According to OTDF's infrastructure records, a total of 15 projects across the 6 mine villages. 3 more houses have been approved for Wangbin, along with the construction of a perimeter fence for Wangbin Primary School, scheduled to begin in the coming months. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
321 Lotto opened its new interactive gaming shop in Boroko in the nation's capital, offering fast-paced virtual games like Keno and real-time lottery entertainment. Located next to the busy Boroko Market bus stop, the shop features a clean, secure and modern space where customers can play and collect winning instantly. The launch is part of 321 Lotto's nationwide expansion, with similar outlets already operating in Lae and Mount Hagen. More branches are planned for 2025. Beyond entertainment, the initiative brings a boost in local employment and training, creating new job opportunities for Papua New Guineans. 321 Lotto's Boroko shop stands as both a digital gaming hub and space for opportunity for locals looking to participate in a growing industry. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.243 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2355, $0.3607 Australian dollars, €0.1968 euro and 33.91 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, crude oil closed higher, gold, copra and copper closed lower, and coffee, cocoa and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed unchanged, the ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Now, great nation. fire, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. One Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
This is my game. I'll concentrate on it. I'll tell you what, you know. You know.
Chiefs looking for a third straight final. Crowd starting to settle. Atmosphere starting to build. I tell you what, we are on, lads.
Absolutely, Bill. This is a game always to look forward to. And the Crusaders go to the final.
Oh, that's classic Chiefs. The Chiefs are back in the Super Rugby final.
Welcome back. In a week of cultural pride and creative expression, the Yumi Stop On Time Film Festival officially opened at the Mosby Arts Theatre last night, showcasing stories crafted by Papua New Guinean filmmakers. It's part of a broader movement under the Australian High Commission's Yumi Stop On Time campaign, aimed at celebrating PNG's 50 years of independence and promoting storytelling as a tool for development and connection.
It wasn't glitz and glamour, it was something deeper. Real stories told by local filmmakers took center stage at the Mosby Arts Theatre, launching the opening of the Yumi Stop One Time Film Festival.
It's really about development across the Pacific region, and helping to support storytellers to tell their own stories, because it's really important that we all take ownership of our own stories in our own voices. So films that are made by us, for us, about us, but most they're in our voices, and it's really good to keep. It's been really wonderful to keep being able to move around the Pacific region into different places and help facilitate that development process for those who are really interested in sharing their stories.
Led by the Pacifica Film Fest in partnership with the Australian High Commission, the initiative follows two 72-hour film challenges in Gorka and Port Moresby. Participants were tasked to create films using key prompts, including a PNG Australian connection, a bilum or rugby ball, and local music.
They had 72 hours to meet their new teams, to script a film, to write it, to go out and find all the locations and find their actors, shoot, edit, and then have it ready for screenings. So it is quite a big challenge to do that all within 72 hours. Filmmaking is normally a really long process, so they were under a lot of pressure. All the films are microfilms, so they're under 10 minutes. But we've been really impressed with what the teams have been able to come up with.
At the heart of the festival is a mission to deepen understanding through storytelling, something the Australian High Commission says is central to how the two nations move forward together.
And I saw a lot of films as a kid growing up, and it inspired in me a love of storytelling, which I think is really important. It's not about how well we make the films, it's the stories and the stories that we communicate to our audience and how it makes us feel. And so I think having film festivals like the Pacifica Film Festival, like the Unistop One Time Festival, it's a great opportunity to bring storytellers together and to start talking about the things that bring us together.
The festival continues through the weekend with films that reflect identity, connection and resilience. Organisers hope it will inspire a new generation of PNG filmmakers to take up the camera and the pen and tell their own stories. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
As part of the You Missed Up One Time campaign, meaning we are together, the festival forms one of many events marking PNG's 50th year of independence, with a strong focus on culture, art and dialogue.
Stop One Time campaign. Of course, side by side and step by step is how we're referring to this. And side by side is much about the historical elements of our relationship, whereas step by step focuses on the future and our aspirations for the future. And that's where we see film and culture fitting in. It's about how do we see the future for all of us living here in this part of the world, and how do we tell those stories through different mediums, be it food, be it through music, which we'll be doing with Meganesia next weekend. It's at Hubert Murray Stadium, and I hope to see some of you guys there then. It's going to be a pretty amazing performance, but also film, art, having talks and getting together and talking about issues that are specific to our place here in the world in the Pacific.
Turning abroad, India's aviation regulator has warned Air India for breaching safety rules after 3 of its Airbus planes flew despite being overdue on checks on emergency equipment and for being slow to address the issue, government documents show. The warning notices and an investigation report, both reviewed by Reuters, were not in any way related to last week's crash that killed all but one of the 242 people on board and were sent days before that incident. In the report, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation said spot checks in May on 3 Air India Airbus planes found that they were operated despite mandatory inspections being overdue on the critical emergency equipment of escape slides. Air India, which was taken over by the Tata Group in 2022 from the government, said in a statement that it was accelerating verification of all maintenance records, including dates of the escape slides, and would complete the process in the coming days. There are fresh doubts about the viability of the government's social media ban for kids under the age of 16, due to come into effect in December. Children as young as 15 are being repeatedly misidentified as much older during government trials of age-checking software.
Australia to find the right tech to make its world-first teen social media ban work in less than 6 months' time. More than 1,000 school students from around the country have been testing out facial scanning, with some interesting results.
1 minute I'm getting 15, the next I'm getting 19.
Oh, it gave me 29, that same one, by just looking at it. And I've been told my whole life I look like about 4 years younger than what I actually am.
I'm getting, 23, upwards of 23.
So far, the face scanning technology can only guess these kids' ages within an 18-month range in 85% of cases.
Yeah. It's on in December, then it's got a long way to go, I think.
And hopefully it works.
Andrew Hammond ran the trial for the federal government.
It's definitely a problem. So far, it's not perfect and it's not getting every child. But does that mean that it's no good at all?
Experts are less optimistic.
I don't think the ban is viable. Parents are definitely headed for a rude shock in terms of what this legislation will actually deliver to them.
Age verification companies are confident the ban can still succeed, despite the accuracy challenges, saying facial scanning tech should be used alongside other methods. as a filter to catch people who need further verification.
When you purchase alcohol, you look like younger than 25, you'll be asked for ID every time you purchase.
But with the finish line approaching, the pressure to get the ban right is immense.
I'm confident that by the time we get closer to December and beyond, those with bigger brains than me will have figured out more accurate ways to verify students' age.
The spokesperson for Communications Minister Annika Wells told the ABC the government would be guided by advice from the E-Safety Commissioner on how best to implement the ban. It's expected to announce its plan in the coming months.
All flights to and from the Indonesian resort island of Bali resumed on Thursday after being cancelled or delayed due to eruptions of Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki, officials said. Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki, located in East Nusa Tenggara province, erupted on Tuesday, spewing ash 11 kilometers high. 87 flights to and from Bali, consisting of 66 international and 21 domestic flights, were affected on Wednesday by the eruption, the Bali airport operator said in a statement. This included connections to Australia, Singapore, Vietnam and Malaysia. On Thursday, flights from Bali departed on schedule to Australia, Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia and China. Indonesia sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area of high seismic activity atop multiple tectonic plates. The Queensland government is vowing to get on top of more than $8 billion in maintenance and renewal works needed on the state's roads. The Transport Minister acknowledges more needs to be done to maintain existing assets.
Taylor Connolly's business runs 26 prime movers across rural and regional Queensland.
When you leave here, you just want to head up the road up to High Range.
She's very familiar with the state of the roads.
So what we're finding is that a lot of the roads in far north Queensland especially are continuing to deteriorate.
With drives like this, vehicle maintenance can be a big expense.
Our bonnets are fiberglass, so any sort of corrugation or shaking will create damage there. There's obviously suspension as well, which on some of the rougher roads in Queensland we do see quite a lot of damage to.
Keeping trucks roadworthy is a must for the company.
There doesn't appear to be the same requirement statewide for the government to provide us with roads that are safe to travel on for our vehicles.
The RACQ says its members are constantly complaining about poor road surfaces.
What that does is cause damage to tyres, suspensions and windscreens, all adding to cost of travelling on Queensland roads.
Every year, the Department of Transport and Main Roads calculates the cost of what it calls capital renewal investment needs. It takes into account the rehabilitation, resealing and resurfacing of road pavements, as well as structures such as bridges. As of 12 months ago, there was $8.6 billion in outstanding renewal and maintenance works, about $800 million more than the year before.
It's road users who pay the price, so they pay the price through either greater congestion or they pay the price through vehicle damage. That's the reality of these maintenance backlogs.
The Transport Minister says the state needs to do better maintaining existing assets.
Politicians love building new things, and it's important that we do build new infrastructure, but it's really important that we maintain what we have as well.
RACQ surveys of members support that. Our members are less interested in shiny and new.
The length of impacted road has reduced in recent years, but Brent Mickelberg has vowed to get on top of the growing cost of outstanding works.
My task is to stabilise that increase year on year and then hopefully start to turn the curve and reduce the backlog over time.
We'd like to see roadworthy roads for roadworthy vehicles.
You are watching TVWAN News. Sport is next. Don't go away.
Rugby league is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm a community. You must all block community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
You sabi to awesome condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
It should be a good day of footy here.
The players on the inside and outside. Looks like they're going to score here. What a start from the PRK Mendy Muruks. Going to go all the way to Tigers and a big one down.
Montoro again, this time he will score. He put his kick over the top. Oh, beautiful play. He had him too big, too strong, and Kenny Laho goes over. Off we go. Toa goes for the line and he got there. On for Buller. Buller straight through. Jerry Buller is in and the dream is still alive for the West Tigers. Right, straight. Gets out of a tackle and scores for Canberra. They had to get there eventually.
Tune into Scope this Sunday at 8:45 p.m. on TVWAN. Community policing units see to drop in crime rates on Karkar.
On the Kaka Island, they are the leading district from CPU concept.
And Fred Stoll's selfless contribution to developing PNG through education. Watch these stories on Scope this Sunday at 8:45 p.m. on TVWAN.
My name is Willy Wonka. Sweet and loving God. And that's the way, I like it.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
The world will remember this day.
We're looking for some men, good men like yourself.
Strength and honor.
I like a good adventure.
I'm looking for an adventure of my own.
This is not an adventure. You have to kill me to get this jacket off.
Nice suit.
That's crazy. I mean, this is like military.
You want to fight with me?
It's gonna be a rough 5 days.
I'm Jimmy Smith, a professional mixed martial arts fighter and former math teacher from LA.
I don't need a warm-up. I'm set.
I'm Doug Anderson, an Iraq War veteran and rookie fighter from New Jersey. This is our Fight Quest.
Watch Fight Quest, only on Fight Sports.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, the PNG RFL 13 women's team is gearing up for a crucial trial match against the Brisbane Broncos women at the iconic Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane this Sunday. Following a recent friendly against the ADF women's team in Port Moresby, the PNG players are prepping for a challenging encounter with the Broncos, who will also be looking to showcase some of their best emerging talents.
Just trying to size up the chasers there. Still going. Oh, what a run here. And I think it's a disintegrating.
Tony Archer, head of Pathways and Development for the PNG RFL, emphasizes the importance of this trial match for the team, particularly for newcomers in the Blossom Orchid program.
Absolutely. It's another part of the Blossoming Orchids program, and we know that they have to play a number of games as they get ready for entry into the World Cup at the end of 26 or the next following World Cup. We've got a base of a couple of experienced players with the very young players as we develop these young female players to improve their opportunities. So the chance to travel to Australia during the week, have a weekend camp with their coach and our Orchids coach Tani Norris, as well as playing at Suncorp Stadium against a very good NRLW side in the Brisbane Broncos. So for us, it's a great opportunity for these girls to take another step forward on their rugby league career and on their development.
Archer further remarked that this is a deliberate move to provide female players with valuable opportunities to compete both domestically and on the international stage.
Absolutely be a step up. They've got a number of State of Origin and Jillaroo players in that team. This will be a step up for our young players, and we're very deliberate in the plan of what we're doing with our players as we embark on our national women's strategy. These games are specifically designed to improve their development. It's not about winning or losing, it's about improving your skills and experiencing opportunity and developing yourself as an athlete and as a rugby league player.
The anticipation is high for this match as it represents not only a chance for competitive play but also a vital development opportunity for PNG's female rugby league athletes. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Premier Soccer League goes into round 2 this weekend, with games scheduled to be played in both Lae and in Port Moresby. With Blue Cumuls FC and Kula FC successfully introduced to Premier Soccer League last weekend, the competition welcomes them for round 2 matches. In Port Moresby, Kula FC plays Tam Mountain FC to open a double-header before Hekari United FC takes on rival Lae City FC. Reigning PSL champions, Hekari United FC was on bye last week. The Red Army will play its first game of the season this Saturday. In Lae, Lae City Dwellers FC will host Port Moresby Strikers FC. The Strikers termed Blue Cumuls FC with a massive 6-0 win and will head into this game with a lot of confidence. The Dwellers, on the other hand, lost its round 1 match to Lae City FC in a local derby and will hope to put on a better performance. On Sunday, FC Morobe Wawens play Blue Cumuls FC at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Blue Cumuls FC made a disappointing start to their season and will be up to make amends. The Wawens, on the other hand, look a handy team this season. Final match of the round will see Admiralty Island FC play Gulf Comara FC in Lae. Both teams started their season well and will hope to continue their strong performance this weekend. United Highlands FC is on bye this round. Football fans in Port Moresby and in Lae can catch those matches at PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby and Lae PNG FA Academy. The 2025 Port Moresby Rackets Club Open has attracted a huge number of entries both in tennis and in squash across all divisions. The event commenced today and ends on Sunday, 22nd June. The 2025 Port Moresby Rackets Club Open has received over 45 entries from tennis clubs in Port Moresby, Lae and Mount Hagen. The club also received entries from Cairns and Brisbane, Australia. The entries were made for the Men and Ladies Open, Men and Ladies Open Doubles, Mixed Legends, Under 18 Boys and Girls and Under 14 Boys and Girls. At the Open, Sugare and Kolita Hakena, PNG's top seed siblings, will be defending their 2024 titles in the Men and Ladies Open respectively. Out to make an upset will be Lavu Iyuvo, Pauline Hayun, Christopher Lem and Christopher Kayulo. This squash competition also promises an action-packed weekend, with top PNG reps taking to the courts in the men, ladies and mixed doubles. Out to make his mark will be Joseph Yuminao Jr., 14, entering the men's open. Other categories include the B mixed doubles. Mothers and daughter, Sky and Leonie Hawks are both competing. The under 18 boys and girls and under 14 boys and girls promises some new names to the honor board. The POM Racket Club is anticipating exciting matches in these divisions. The first POM RFC Open took place in 2016. It had been a yearly event until COVID-19 disrupted its events. It is now up and running again. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports. The Vanuatu women's cricket team is currently participating in the inaugural Pacific All Sports Cricket Invitational at the Amini Cricket Park in Port Moresby. The tournament, which commenced on June 15, 2025, is set to conclude this Saturday, June 21, 2025.
competing alongside host nation PNG, Samoa and the Australian Indigenous women's team. The Vanuatu players are gaining valuable experience over the week of matches as part of their preparation for the Cricket World Qualifiers in Fiji this September. For many of the players, this is a first time to PNG. However, Vanuatu's team captain Rachel Andrews is familiar with Port Moresby, marking her second visit. Expressing her excitement, Rachel noted how delighted she is to lead her team in this inaugural female Pacific All-Sports Cricket Invitational Tournament. She mentioned the friendly atmosphere and the pleasant weather, as well as the competitive yet enjoyable nature of the matches.
I guess obviously this tournament is like a preparation for us toward the global qualifier, which is in 3 months' time in Fiji. So I guess like playing against Indigenous side and Samoa, PNG, everyone is just like I think it's a good preparation for all the girls to gain more experience out of this, learn and grow, and obviously get some experience through the qualifier in September, which is in Fiji.
With a predominantly young squad, Rachel highlighted the critical importance of participating in such tournaments for their development. Playing against top-tier teams such as the Australian Indigenous side offers invaluable exposure, and Rachel hopes her players will develop skills and techniques from these experiences.
We're like a team that we've got like a lot of youngies, a lot of young girls. So for me, like as a captain, I really appreciate that they participate in this tournament just to help them grow their cricket career, I'd say.
On the growth of cricket back in Vanuatu, Rachel acknowledged that while soccer remains the dominant sport, cricket is gradually gaining traction thanks to programs being introduced in schools. Rachel also expressed her strong support for the Pacific All-Sports Invitational concept.
Yeah, it's growing, but not like too big. It's just, yeah, it's going great. I see the future in cricket in Vanuatu is bright, yeah.
As the tournament progresses, the Vanuatu women's cricket team remains focused and hopeful in embracing the challenges and lessons that come with competing at this level. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's it for sports. Now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby, partly cloudy, Daru and Alotau, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Lae, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. Vanimo, rain showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau and Buka, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Kavieng, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Islands, Goroka, Bands and Kudiawa, morning fog clearing to cloudy afternoon with rain showers and thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral seas, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots, reaching 40 knots. Solomon Sea, seas moderate with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to patchy rough with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 25 to 33 knots at times. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Kerema, Yule Island, would point to Samarai, seas 2 to 3 meters, rising to 4 meters over gale warning areas. And waters of east of Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. And that ends our news tonight. You have a top weekend ahead. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by